Well, hello there and good day. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jesse Pullman. I'm your host. This is Ariel the office cat. She's hanging out with me. She loves the sound of my voice, even though she's walking away right now. So, the other day I made a video about the group call between Indivisible, Move On, and Working Families Party. That call took place yesterday, as today is Monday, February 3rd. It's about 9:06 p.m. when I'm making this video. And we're at Dystopian Reality, or Dystopian Report, the place where we talk about our nightmare world. You can tell how much forethought I've put into this, but you'll be surprised when you see the work that goes into it. See, this action call gave us steps to take, right? You may or may not agree with these being the best steps that need to be taken at the moment, but they are steps to take. So let's get into that a little bit. Okay, so this is moveon.org's front page. It's their website. If you go over to Get Involved and you go down to Events, you will see, hey look, there's events. There's this We Choose the Fight, Nobody Elected Elon, Washington, D.C. thing. We'll talk about that in a bit. There's also a phone bank to block Russell Vaught's confirmation. See, remember, when we started this whole project, we said there's no fate but what we make. We're taking that out of Terminator 2, and we're putting that into practice here. So we're making our own fate, right? Russell Vaught is the guy who wants to run Project 2025 through the Office of Management and Budget. So our job is to do whatever we can, if there's anything we can do, and we may not be able to stop it. They may just have the Republican votes, and that's might be all they need. But we're trying to stop this, right? We're trying to stop this. Cool. So it also links to other organizations that are involved, because this takes you to mobilize.us, which is a Move On subgroup. You get the point. Then there's Indivisible, which is the other group that did stuff last night. It occurs to me that my webcam is maybe not in the best spot, but alas, I'll duck. So you've got Join the Movement, Take Action, Media, Group Support Hub. Cool. All of that stuff is important. But their website is actually very well organized. You get your National Action Call, which was yesterday's events. My cat is going to the litter box, because of course she is. And this week it says, visit your senators. What's this? This is a thing you can do. If you click on this, it will bring you to a document file. There's a lot here. We're not going to go through all of it. But what it sums up, and I'm checking the color to see if it's really readable or not. It's not the most readable thing, so you're just going to have to kind of stay. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Okay, cool. So we're zoomed in. We can see now. We're in crisis. The Trump administration is attempting to shut down the functions of the federal government while it hands unchecked power to an unelected billionaire. That is factually correct. This week, that fight is focused on Russell Vaught, who blah, 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 blah. You get the point. We already talked about him. Cool. There's a lot of information here. I encourage you to read through it, but please do keep in mind that there's a lot of information here, and I don't want to get too lost in the weeds, so to speak. The bottom line is there's a timeline, how the Senate proceeds with the Vaught confirmation vote. Monday, which I'm assuming is next Monday, but I'm not sure because it doesn't list a date. That's not ideal, actually. I don't know if that's happening today or what. So let's assume this is happening this week. Thursday or Friday is going to be the final vote. That's the thing that matters. This has to be done sort of quickly. So if you're more rapid response, if you're young and spry, or just freaking made of steel, I don't know, do this if you can. Key note here is Republican senators must feel the heat. The ask. This is the thing that I like about Indivisible, for all that I disagree with them on sometimes. The ask is clear. This week, between Monday and the vote on Vaught, we're asking people, so it's this week, we're asking people from all over the country to plan a visit to their U.S. senators' in-state offices to demand Democrats and Republicans, you get the idea, right? You have to apply pressure to both sides, because just looking at the numbers, Republicans have 54 senators, if I'm not mistaken. That gives them the win, unless people defect. So Democrats have to vote no, but no is not enough. There's a bunch of things we've talked about before that they can do. They can deny a quorum. If Republicans don't have 51 votes in the chamber, Democrats can walk out and shut down Senate business entirely. Democrats don't even have to show up to work, and they get paid. Interesting. They can block unanimous consent. My understanding is that Brian Schatz has already done this to some extent, but I'm not sure what extent. Max out debate time. Use all 30 hours of debate to expose Project 2025. Make them defend it. Hashtag make them defend it. Delay and disrupt. Force roll call votes, quorum calls, and procedural delays to slow everything down. Blanket opposition. Democrats simply cannot continue voting for Republicans. This includes even slam dunk nominations like Marco Rubio. Qualified people should not be getting a Democratic vote. Period. Will they? Maybe. But if you think this is unreasonably stubborn, consider how Republicans treated Merrick Garland when he was up for Supreme Court Justice. This is just returning business as usual. Should it be better? Sure. But it's not. So we're just working with it. So no business as usual. Abandon the old rules and fight with everything they have. Plain and simple. It covers how to plan your state office visit. There are usually more than one office per state. Like I know in New York, there's like 6 or 7 offices easy. So you may not have one near you, but you may have one near you. So check. Plan your date and time, aim for business hours. Organize a group of 5 to 15 people. The bigger, the better. Assign roles ahead of time. This is the key stuff here. You have a spokesman, spokesperson, spokeswoman, whoever. Open the meeting and state the demand, vote no, and fight every step of the way. Storyteller is there to share personal stories about how the crisis affects real people. Note taker records the meeting and any responses from the senator's staff. Social media lead captures video post updates and ensures maximum visibility. Backup disruptor. If the staff tries to dismiss you, they reinforce the message and demand action. What that means, I don't know. For Democrats, you're asking for more than a no vote. So there you go, right? That's all stuff for Senate Democrats. There's even stuff for if you have a Republican senator. Go to your Republican senator. Don't just concede that they're going to ignore you. Now I'm going to look at you for a minute, because this is important. Will they ignore you? Very probably. They may refuse to see you. They may refuse to hear your stories. They may refuse to acknowledge your presence. They may do something crazy, like call the cops on you for showing up. And if you're in an especially red state, have your lawyer's phone number written on your arm before you go. Honestly, because I can see some of these people, just to quote from Bo of the Fifth Column and Belle of the Ranch, they don't think they represent you, they think they rule you. I said quote, I'm really paraphrasing, but you get the point. They think they rule you. Some of them may be chill and may at least sit down and listen, or their staff may sit down and listen, have a dialogue. That's fine. Will they? Maybe not. There's one more thing I got to show you. Because some of you are probably going, where's the direct action? Where's it actually showing up? Well, MoveOn has a thing going on. There's a rally Tuesday, February 4th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Washington, D.C. at the U.S. Department of the Treasury. A peaceful, yes, peaceful, we're not going there right now, rally to stop the Musk coup. Now, maybe you see other comments on this page that you agree with or disagree with, but the MoveOn event is pretty simple. From 5 to 5:45 p.m., you're going to be at 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue at this location, and you're going to follow through with what's there. If you can make it, make it. If you can't, I understand, because I can't. You know, a ticket to Washington, D.C. can be $500 depending on where you're leaving from. I think somebody posted that they would have had to spend about $500 to get from Seattle to D.C. And that's just on airfare. That's not hotels or supplies or time off work, because it's in the middle of the week. It's time off work. And that's the thing, right? They keep you just hungry enough that you can survive, but you can't afford a day off work or a week off work to go down and lobby your government. That's how they do it, right? That's what part of why they want legislators' salaries to be so little and for it to be a part-time job. So you have to work a full-time job while legislating, or you have to be wealthy to do it, right? I know some people might say, wow, Congress is already overpaid, and I might say our pay structure is certainly flawed in this country. Congress gets a lot of money when, maybe the minimum wage should be higher, but we're not going there. The point of the matter is, these are things you can do. Are they perfect? No. Is anything perfect? No. Can you do other things? Sure. Find what you can find. There's been protests in LA. There's been protests elsewhere. Go do what you can do. Do what you feel comfortable with. Do it smart, too. Like I said, lawyer's phone number on your arm, that kind of thing. Be smart. Be safe. Be responsible. And act the best way you can, because there is no fate but what we make. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, do subscribe. It's the number one thing you can do to help this channel. Ariel, the Office Cat, and I really do appreciate all the support you give us, and as always on this channel, pieces.